Jacob Young.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. This bill is incredibly wide-ranging, and I want to associate myself with the remarks made by the member for South Leicestershire with regard to the nationality changes. However, I will confine my remarks to illegal immigration and allow others to get in. It's particularly poignant today, on a day when we hit a new record high for small boat crossings, with 430 people crossing in a single day. And while Redcar and Cleveland is more than 300 miles from Dover, I'm contacted about illegal immigration almost daily. It's an issue the Labour Party like to pretend isn't happening, as we've heard from some of the contributions so far today and yesterday. But it's happening, and the refusal of some to acknowledge it is part of the reason why they no longer represent seats like mine. I'm here to share the views of those I represent, and I believe that we owe it to the public to finally address this problem. There are a few in my constituency who want Britain to completely close its borders to asylum seekers and refugees. I believe they are wrong. And equally, there are some who want us to be borderless and do nothing to prevent illegal immigration into this country. They are wrong too. The vast majority of people in Redcar and Cleveland, including myself, want us to help those most in need, offer protection to those facing persecution, while preventing legal entry into this country. And this is why this bill is so important, because we can have a firm but fair approach to illegal immigration. Firm means stopping people from jumping the queue by crossing the Channel. Fair means new safe legal routes to asylum in the UK. Firm means a new one-stop process for claims and an end to repeated meritless appeals. Fair means improving support for genuine refugees to help them build their life here. We have to be honest with our constituents about what is happening in the small boats on the Channel and in lorries through the tunnel. People are being smuggled into this country, and those who avert detection are vulnerable to modern-day slavery and further trafficking within the UK. This is simply not a case of people fleeing war-torn areas or escaping persecution. They are travelling from France. The vast majority of those who arrive are male, almost exclusively over the age of 18, and many who lie about their age. And as the Home Secretary said yesterday, in 2020, 8,500 people arrived by boat. 87% of them were men, and of that 87%, 74% of those were aged between 18 and 39. They're loaded into floats that you could barely call dinghies, overfilled, which leaves them at risk of capsize, or they're pushed into the back of lorries, where the driver is often unaware of the live cargo being carried. Many have paid hundreds of pounds for the journey, in some cases thousands, although this has dropped in recent months, to jump the asylum queue and deny a legitimate asylum seeker a space. And I use that word legitimate because, of course, they are crossing the Channel. They could have claimed asylum in France, or Italy, or Spain, or Germany, or any other safe country they have travelled through. This makes their reason for attempting to settle in the UK solely economic. Without intervention, they risk death in the back of a lorry, like the tragic case of October 2019, where 39 people were found deceased in the back of a trailer in Essex. Or many would drown in the Channel, like the estimated 300 people over the last 20 years, which is why our emergency workers and Navy must intervene, putting their own lives at risk too. Who could argue for this to continue? Who could say we should not do all we can to make this route unviable? What is the compassionate response? We should be proud of our record in overseas aid contributions and to have resettled more refugees than any other European nation. This is not a matter of us turning our back on the world, but instead about making sure our immigration system is firm but fair in the way that the British people would demand. And I come back to the point that I've made over and over again in this place. The most compassionate thing we can do to help these people is to make the route unviable and prevent the crossings altogether. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.